Hello boys and girls, and welcome to part 3 of The Boy in the Dress. So yesterday we read chapter 2 and we learned all about Dennis and how much he loved to play football and how he was really good at it as well. So today we're going on to chapter 3, which is called Under the Mattress. So here we go. "What the hell is this?" said Dad. His eyes were popping out. He was so angry. "It's a magazine," replied Dennis. "I can see it's a magazine." Dennis wondered why his dad was asking, if he already knew what it was, but he kept that thought to himself. "It's Vogue magazine, Dad." "I can see it's Vogue magazine." Dennis fell silent. He had bought the magazine from the newsagents a few days before. Dennis liked the picture on the cover. It was a very pretty girl in an even prettier yellow dress with what looked like roses sewn in on the front. And it really reminded him of the dress his mum was wearing in the photograph he'd kept. He just had to buy it, even though the magazine was £3.80 and he only got £5 a week pocket money. "Only 17 school children allowed in at one time," read the sign in the newsagent's shop window. The shop was run by a very jolly man called Raj, who laughed even when nothing funny was happening. He laughed when he said your name as you walked through the door. And that was just what he did when Dennis went into the shop. "Dennis!" Seeing Raj laugh, it was impossible not to laugh too. Dennis visited Raj's shop most days on his way to and from school, sometimes just to chat to Raj, and after he picked up the copy of Vogue, he felt a twinge of embarrassment. He knew it was usually women who bought it, so he also picked up a copy of Shoot on the way to the counter, hoping to hide the Vogue underneath it. But after ringing up the Shoot magazine on the till, Raj paused. He looked at the Vogue magazine, then at Dennis. Dennis gulped. "Are you sure you want to buy this, Dennis?" asked Raj. "Vogue is mainly read by ladies, and your drama teacher, Mr. Howard." Dennis hesitated. "It's a present for a friend, Raj. It's her birthday." "Oh, I see. Maybe you'd like some wrapping paper to go with it." Okay," Dennis smiled. Raj was a wonderful businessman and very skilled at getting you to buy things that you didn't really want. "All the wrapping paper is over there by the greetings cards." Dennis reluctantly wandered over. "Oh," said Raj, excited. "Maybe you need a card to go with it. Let me help." Raj bounded out from behind the counter and began to proudly show Dennis his range of cards. "These are very popular with the ladies. Flowers. Ladies love flowers." He pointed out another. "Kittens. Look at these lovely kittens. And puppies." Raj was really excited now. "Look at those lovely puppies. They're so beautiful, Dennis, that they make me want to cry." Said Dennis, looking at the card with puppies on it, trying to understand why it might make someone shed actual tears. And there's a picture look of Raj showing the cards in the wrapping paper to Dennis. "Does this lady friend of yours prefer kittens or puppies?" Raj asked. "I'm not sure," said Dennis, unable to think what this lady friend of his might like, if she had existed. "Puppies, I think, Raj." "Puppies it is. These puppies are so beautiful, I want to kiss them all over." Dennis tried to nod his head in agreement, but his head wouldn't move. "Is this wrapping paper okay?" asked Raj, as he pulled out a roll of what looked suspiciously like unsold Christmas wrapping paper. "It's got Father Christmas on it, Raj." "Yes, Dennis, and he's wishing you a very happy birthday," said Raj confidently. "I think I'll just leave it, thanks." "Buy one extra roll. I'll give you a third free," said Raj. "No, thanks." "3 rolls for the price of 2. That's a very good offer." "No, thanks," said Dennis again. "7 rolls for the price of 5. Dennis only got D's in maths, so wasn't sure if that was better offer or not, but he didn't want 7 rolls of Father Christmas wrapping paper, especially in March, so again he said, "No, thanks." 11 rolls for the price of 8. "No, thanks." "You're a madman, Dennis. That's 3 rolls free." "But I really don't need 11 rolls of wrapping paper," said Dennis. Okay. Let me just put these through the till for you. Dennis followed Raj to the till. He glanced briefly at the sweets on the counter. Vogue magazine, Shoot magazine, card, and now you're eyeing up my Yorkie bars, aren't you? Said Raj, laughing. Well, I was just... Take one. No thanks. Take one, insisted Raj. It's okay. Please, Dennis, I want you to have a Yorkie bar. I don't really like Yorkie bars. Everyone likes Yorkie bars. Please take one. Dennis smiled and picked up a Yorkie. 1 Yorkie bar, 60p, said Raj. Dennis's face dropped. So that's £5 in total, please, continued the shopkeeper. Dennis rummaged in his pocket and pulled out some coins. As my favourite customer, said Raj, I give you a discount. Oh, thank you, said Dennis. £4.99, please. Dennis had walked halfway up the street before he heard a voice shout, Sellotape! He looked round. Raj was holding a large box of sellotape. You need sellotape to wrap the present. No thanks, said Dennis politely. We've got some at home. 15 rolls for the price of 13, Raj shouted. Dennis smiled and carried on walking. He felt a sudden surge of excitement. He couldn't wait to get home and open the magazine and gaze at its hundreds of glossy, colourful pages. He walked faster, then started jogging, and when he really couldn't contain his excitement anymore, he started running. When he got home, Dennis bounded upstairs. He closed the bedroom door, lay down on his bed, and turned the first page. Like a treasure box from an old film, the magazine seemed to shine a golden light on his face. The first 100 pages were all adverts, but in a way, they were the best bit. Pages and pages of glorious photographs of beautiful women in beautiful clothes and makeup and jewellery and shoes and bags and sunglasses. Names like Yves Saint Laurent, Christian Dior, Tom Ford, Alexander McQueen, Louis Vuitton, Marc Jacobs and Stella McCartney ran underneath the images. Dennis didn't know who any of them were, but he loved the way their names looked on the page. The adverts were followed by a few pages of writing. They looked boring, so he didn't read them. Then pages and pages of fashion shoots. These were not very different from the adverts, featuring more beautiful women in photographs that were moody and fabulous. The magazine even smelled exotic, as it had special pages where you pulled open a flap to have a sniff of the newest perfume. Dennis pored over every image, mesmerised by the dresses, their colour, their length, their cut. He could lose himself on the pages forever. The glamour, the beauty, the perfection. Suddenly, he heard a key in the door. Dennis! Oi, bro, where are you? It was John. Dennis quickly hid the magazine under his mattress. He knew somehow that he didn't want his brother to see it. He opened the bedroom door and called down as innocently as he could from the top of the stairs. I'm just up here. What are you doing? Asked John, as he leaped up the stairs, a Jaffa cake in his mouth. Nothing. Just got home. Do you want to have a kickabout in the garden? Yeah, okay. But all the time they played, Dennis couldn't help thinking about the magazine. It was as if it was glowing like gold from under the mattress. That night, when his brother was in the bath, he quietly lifted the copy of Vogue from under the mattress and silently turned the pages, studying every hem, every stitch, every fabric. Every moment he could, Dennis returned to this glorious world. It was his Narnia, only without the talking lion that's supposed to be Jesus. But Dennis' escape to that magical world of glamour ended the day his dad discovered the magazine. I can see it's Vogue. What I want to know is why a son of mine wants to look at a fashion magazine. And there's Dad looking quite angry with Dennis because he's found the magazine. It sounded like a question, but there was such anger and force in Dad's voice, Dennis wasn't sure if he really wanted an answer. Not that Dennis could think of one anyway. I just like it. It's only pictures and things about dresses and that. I can see that, said Dad, looking at the magazine. And that was when he paused and a funny look crossed his face. He studied the cover for a moment, the girl in the flowery frock. That dress? It's like the one your... Yes, Dad? Nothing, Dennis, nothing. Dad looked for a moment, like he was going to cry. It's okay, Dad, said Dennis softly, and he slowly moved his hand and placed it over his dad's. He remembered doing the same with his mum once when Dad had made her cry. He remembered how strange it felt too, a little boy comforting a grown-up. Dad let Dennis hold his hand for a moment before moving it away, embarrassed. He raised his voice again. No, son, it's just not right. Dresses, it's weird. Well, Dad, what are you doing looking under my mattress in the first place? In truth, Dennis knew exactly why his dad was looking under his mattress. Dad owned a copy of a rude magazine like the ones on the top shelf at Raj's shop. Sometimes John would sneak into their dad's room and smuggle it out and look at it. Dennis looked at it too, sometimes, but didn't find it at all that exciting. He was disappointed when the ladies took their clothes off. He preferred looking at what they were wearing. Anyway, when John borrowed his father's magazine, it wasn't really like when you borrow a book from the library. There wasn't an inlay card that would have to be stamped by a bespectacled librarian, and you didn't incur fines if you returned it late. So John usually just kept it. Dennis guessed his dad's magazine had gone missing again, and he had been looking for it when he found the copy of Vogue. Well, I was just looking under your mattress because... Dad looked uncomfortable. And then angry. It doesn't matter why I was looking under your mattress. I'm your dad. I can look under your mattress any time I like. He finished his speech with a tone of triumph grown-ups sometimes use when they are talking nonsense and they know it. Dennis's dad brandished the magazine. This is going in the dustbin, son. But Dad, Dennis protested. I'm sorry, it's just not right. A boy your age reading Vogue magazine, he said. Vogue magazine, as if he was talking a foreign language he didn't understand. It's just not right, he muttered over and over as he left the room. Dennis sat on the edge of his bed. He listened as his dad clumped his way down the stairs and then lifted the dustbin lid. Finally, he heard a clanging thud as the magazine hit the bottom of the bin. And there we go, that's the end of chapter 3. So we'll carry on with chapter 4 tomorrow. Night, boys and girls.